So here we go with problem set 40 for Algebra 2. And if you look at the practice, exactly like we just did. In fact, the first one is just like example 40.3, and the second one is like the other two examples that we did. So shouldn't give you much trouble. I do want you to try number 3 and 5 in the story problems. 3, you've got to stay on top of what to do with these chemistry story problems. You'll need to know those for your chemistry class, so it's good to get that. And then 6 to 18, just a combination of a bunch of different stuff here. Number 10, remember, x minus 3, that means you take x minus 3 times x minus 3 times x minus 3. It is not x cubed minus 27, I promise, so don't put that answer down. 12 and, well, in fact, number 12 is less than 39, difference of 2 squares. Number 13, don't forget, in order to solve for x, you're going to have to factor out an x and then solve for x based on that. Factor into two binomials. Number 36, don't forget to take the second term, the x cubed minus 8x squared plus 15x over x squared plus 3x minus 18, and flip it upside down and multiply it. Number 15, sometimes those can be a little tricky because you've got negative 4 to the 0 power, and then we're squaring that. And that's over 4 to the negative 3 halves. So remember, first thing we're going to do is get rid of this negative. So we're going to put that 4 to the 3 halves up here on top, put it in the right place. Alright, and then we can take the negative off. Remember that this doesn't matter what we have here, because of that 0, that is equal to 1. It is not equal to negative 1. It's equal to, well, in fact, let me look at it. It is equal to negative 1 because this 0 is only on the 4. If this were in parentheses like this, then that negative 4 would be to the 0 power, but just the 4 is to the 0 power, and then we tag the negative on, but we square it, so then it goes back to a positive 1, and so then it's that times 4 and 3 halves, so this really goes away. So remember, 4 and 3 halves, you can write that a couple different ways if you remember. Come on, let's get some of this junk out of here. Okay, 4 and 3 halves. What do we do with that? That is equal to 4 cubed to the 1/2 power, or 4 to the 1/2 power cubed. Doesn't matter how you write it, because when you multiply these, you're going to get 3 halves, so it doesn't matter what order. So if you did it this way, you're going to get 4 times 4 is 16 times 4 is 64. Square root of 64 is 8. Or you're going to take the square root of 4 and get 2 and cube it. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. So whichever way you want to do it is fine. Some ways are easier, some ways are not. Sometimes it just doesn't matter which way you do it. You're going to get the same. It's going to be easy or hard. But anyway, as you practice these, you'll realize that sometimes doing it this way is easier than this way, and sometimes vice versa. So just notice you can flip these two around. You're just taking the 3 and the 1 over whatever this is and putting them either, and splitting them up and putting them either first here or this one first. So it doesn't really matter. So that's problem set 40 in Algebra 2.